Hello, hello, hello. You guys hear me okay? I first started to have issues with my mic, but now it should be working all right. Okay, cool. Did you get my message? My email? Marvin Frank? I haven't checked yet. Oh, I'm guessing you did. Hello. Yep, I see it. I was doing a reading, that's why I didn't see it. Okay, cool. I know it's late. I had an hour reading I had to do before this, so and this is like the only day I can fit this in. Let go of that. I'm gonna try to do Princess Die tomorrow for Pateron. I'm late. I try to do at least one a week, but I'd like to do more than one. But everything's been crazy. My energy's been just way low. Just doing too much, I guess. I made myself sick last night from doing too much. Hey, stop. Oh, okay. I thought we would have more people, but I know it's a late live, like I said, but I'll just I can see it whenever. Poppy, stop. Hold on. Poppy. Jesus. Yeah, my grandma was obsessed with her when I was younger, but I don't remember really anything about it, but I was gonna do someone else, but I realized that they just had the anniversary. I was hoping to get this on and done. I didn't want to let my dogs out. I was hoping that everything would be kind of quiet, but of course that's not how it's working. Anyways, so it's her anniversary, so that's why I decided to do that one. My mom told me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and jump in. I don't know where Shazam is. She told me to let her know when I was going live. I know that she became unsubbed, so you guys need to make sure that you're checking your subs every now and then, not just to my channel, but to other channels, because apparently people are becoming unsubbed from channels. I don't know why that is. So I just wanted to put that out there because it seems to be happening. She was unsubbed and she didn't even realize it. So, and I'm her favorite person, so she wouldn't want to be unsubbed for me. So, as you guys know, this is for entertainment purposes only. Not really going to be doing, definitely, probably not going to be doing a reading, or unless I just happen to get some more stuff, then we'll deal with that if that happens. And this is in no way fact. This is just psychic medium impressions, and this is me just trying to match things up. So when I did Harmony's live before, when I did her reading, I was so tired by the end of it. And sometimes when I get on a map, I get pulled all over the place. I have to really make myself go back to the beginning. And that's what I'm trying to do with my cases now, because I notice I get the best, most accurate information in the first couple readings, specifically the first reading. And so with Harmony, I had to go back. I actually watched it yesterday, because I don't remember anything that I get. And that's why I need to go through and type it. That way, if I don't want to watch it, I can just look it up and kind of read it. But I had to go back and watch the reading again. And then I believe in that live, I was going from the wrong address. I believe I was going from the address on Pearl. And I was a little backwards. Because looking at it now, I can see why I was getting border. It makes sense to me now, which it didn't before, because I was backwards and I was going from the wrong house, wrong location. So I actually was watching the live, and somehow I missed that during the live, that it was 77 something was their last known location. So when I watched it again, I realized I kept bringing up R like a million times. I kept bringing that up. It kept repeating. So whenever something repeats, it's usually important. And I also, there's some other stuff that I noticed in this area, but I went from, hi Tammy, I went from the 77 whatever, but it looks like I did this back in June actually, and I found this location, and then last night it was like I had the urge to kind of look again. So Poppy, quit being such a jerk, Chihuahua. Sorry, she's really being a jerk tonight. Thank you, Copper. I appreciate that. I'm gonna stay true to it, regardless of everything that's going on with Kylie right now. I'm not even gonna go into that. I'm not even gonna go into that. I have too much to say. So, back to Harmony. So I think okay, so I'm gonna bring up this thing. So I'll bring up the slide that I made, and hopefully it will. Okay. So I went back to this location, 77 Gifford Street. Okay. So R came in a couple times. So this can be this Rockrimmon place right here. As you can see, I was watching my video. So I did get a B. There's a Blowjet Park right there. Remember, I said I got a B, but I couldn't make out the word. I remember the river. The river runs right here, but I'll show you somewhere. I'll show you that there is exactly what I was seeing further down. Because I tried to make slides to try to show you guys. I mean, there is ponds up here. There is, it is wooded, and it is by kind of a preserve and by a national forest on this side. I believe I got large rocks. I think me and Shazam talked about that. And there's little brown bridges. So it's about 8 minutes or 3 miles. And I remember the 3, for some reason, I kept being pulled to that. And I didn't get it in that reading, but I kept getting it around that time in other cases. And I think that's why I think I kept saying, well, I got 3. So I'm just wondering if that's why I was thinking of that in that reading specifically. Hopefully I can read this. So I have to add slides with this. So June 14th, 2022, this is just a conversation with me and Shazam that we had. I said that this was when I realized Manchester made sense, and it was the whole Pearl thing, and why I was so like drawn to Pearl in the live was because that was actually the name that the apartment was after that they searched. So I think that's why I was like pulled to that Pearl thing, and why I couldn't let it go. It was because it was gonna fit that apartment that was searched, and I was kind of stuck on it. So here I kind of I mentioned I was Rick Rock, I said, but it's Rockrimmon. And I was talking about in this how it was 12 minutes from Windsor, which I had gotten on a list before. Let me take this bottle away. Okay. So there's the Windsor 12 minutes from there. Is it Windsor or Waverly? I don't remember. It's on the other side. So this is just kind of our conversation on June 14th, where I was just saying, you know what, maybe Rockrimmon makes sense, because I was like, I went back to that Gifford address because I realized I was looking at the wrong dang address. Okay, so this is where I'm explaining to her that it looks like the river switches and runs along the border. So it runs along the border right here. I don't know if it's a different river or what, but if you go on the map and you go over this way, the river does run along the border real quick, or for a little bit, and then it straightens out and goes this way. So that's what I was seeing. And the reason I was getting the border is actually because their house isn't too far from this border. So she was trying to take me. Now remember, information is always how we perceive, right? How we interpret and perceive the information. Sometimes I can misunderstand and misperceive the information, and sometimes I will go back over my stuff to try to understand it or look at it from a different perspective. So I was backwards, because I was going from the house that they had down here on Pearl, not from up here. This actually, and I think we might have looked at this, I don't know if it was after or what, but see, the border's right here, and their old apartment is somewhere around here. So it is very close to the border, and that's why I kept getting the border. So I think she was trying to get me to go to the apartment where the border was. You know, am I making sense? Because it didn't make sense at the time because I was looking at the wrong freaking address. Now I get it. Really close to the Massachusetts border they used to live. So that's probably why, on a map anyways, it's probably longer in person. But remember, I'm looking at things on a map, and so they're going to show me how things look on a map, because I'm not there in person. So they're going to show it to me like this. So it looks close to me, to the border. So when I would go on a map, I would look here, and I just realized their apartment is pretty close to the Massachusetts border. So I know bear was coming in a lot at that time. There is a bear national forest kind of area over the opposite side. Remember, I can get things that are around the area on to the area, things like that. And like, here's a bridge. I remember I was getting the bridge over water. There is one that leads from one thing to another, and then here's the river. So what's interesting here is, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I got Charlie. I was like, I don't know why I'm getting that Charlie, because like I had been getting it a lot, right? And we were trying to figure out why I was getting it. I looked last night and I didn't see this before, but there's a Charlie's right here. So I know it's kind of far away, but it's still in the area. And Shazam, I did say Big Rock, I think, or Big Rocks at some point. And I think I was getting little brown bridges as well. So what was interesting is, in the very beginning, she was talking about she showed me, one of the very first things she showed me was she played soccer. Now, we don't think she really did play soccer because of the life she led. So it was probably a symbolic thing, right? I think that this area right here makes a lot of sense. I just do. I don't know why. It looks like it's easy to get to. There's different roads over here, and I think I remembered pathways. This is actually Rockrimmon Road right here, and then this is a soccer field. So I am wondering, hey, stop. Come over here and stop. Sorry. I am wondering, because I remember I got a soccer field a lot in Cheryl too. But when I listened to that last night, I said, well, it doesn't really make sense for her. But when I saw this soccer field here at Rockrimmon, I was like, huh, that's interesting. It's because it just is to me. So I think she's around this area behind the soccer field, around the soccer field somewhere. This area seems important. It feels important, and that's the location I'm saying. And so I'm going. I mean, I will text the tip line. Not like they're gonna listen to me, but I need to put this out in case there are any searchers. I don't know if they've searched it. I imagine that they have, but if she's buried, it's possibly that she was missed. I've seen multiple cases where the cops have searched it because the psychic sent them there and they said, no, not there. And then they're stumbled on by somebody else and it's in the same spot that's already been searched. So it does happen. A lot actually. So this is my location right here behind the soccer field. I feel like the soccer field's important. And it's interesting there's tennis courts there. I know that came in Chrissy recently, but I just thought it was interesting. And again, it's a straight shot from the apartment. No. No, you have to go. If you haven't watched the reading, I talked about everything that I got in the reading. I feel like this would be familiar to them. They would know it for whatever reason because it's really close. This is the area I couldn't leave last night because of the soccer field. I think it's important because that was one of the first things she showed me was playing soccer, and that could be her watching people play soccer. You know what I mean? From a position where she's at. Again, when we're looking for locations, it's hard because we have to put all the clues together. Okay, the clues together, but also think of it logically. So we have to put all these different clues. There is a pond over here somewhere too. I think I got that. I think it's right over here. So that's the thing is we have to put all the clues together they give us and try to find a location. It's not easy. Unfortunately, I wish they could be like, "Oh, I'm right here. This is exactly where I'm at." Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. Had to put the pieces together to try to figure out location. So yeah, this is where I'm thinking she's at Rockrimmon Park. But by around the soccer field somewhere. Somewhere close to the soccer field as well. So I think this area makes sense. And I think I remember getting pathways or something. There's pathways over here that you can drive on. So that's gonna be my location, I think, for Harmony. And hope. I don't know how to get it searched. I don't know. It's very frustrating because dang it. Because I'm only a lowly psychic medium and I can't give facts. I can just go by what I see and try to hope and pray that someone listens that can do something about it. At least it needs to be marked off, which I strongly feel about it. And it was weird because I just actually sent this to Shazam last night because I went back to it. I already been there in June, but there's something that keeps pulling me back. And the R, The RRR kept coming through, and then that B that I couldn't pronounce, that's there as well. It's just on the other side. I keep seeing a cross too, but I don't know. Cross for me can be cemetery or church. I think there's one around there. I don't know. I stared at the thing for a lot last night. I really didn't think Charlie's was going to make sense, but Charlie's right here gets me in the spot right here. So that's kind of a validating thing for me. Even I didn't think it would make sense. I really didn't. And it was kind of a weird thing for her to bring up. In the hotel, there is a Hilton on the other side. I didn't put a picture of that on here, but I'm leaving this one on because if you guys look at Rockrimmon, okay, you can look for the soccer field, and this is right here. It's really easy to get to too. Like I said, this road is Rockrimmon Road, and then back here are some other ones, and I don't know. It's got to be around here somewhere. So that's my location for Harmony. When talking about Dylan, I want to go back to, and I didn't put anything for him because I don't really have any pictures to show. It's like just looking at Brown when you look on the map for him. So I keep going back to my first reading with Dylan. In the first reading with Dylan, I remember he kept taking me back to the property, and he kept taking me to the very, very back of the property. I know in that reading he did mention a lone tree, he did mention a pond, and he did mention a creek. And I'm wondering if when I got border, if it's not like the border of his property or because I got border in the second reading. I'm wondering if it's not the border of his property or the fact that Jay's property is on the border. That could be it as well. I know they searched that property. However, it depends on if he's buried deep or not. I don't understand this rocks with the sand that I keep seeing. That could be Aiden or someone else. That's one thing that I can't seem to let go of, and I don't really know where it fits. But like I said, I will pick up others that are in the same area or a similar area around there, Utah. It's like Shazam is saying, like, we know, like, she's understanding how my interconnects kind of work now, and she says sometimes it's like the same area, Utah. So what I would like to know, and what I've asked Mob Crew or any freaking buddy else that wants to tell me, if there is a lone tree or a creek, even if it's, hold on one second. Sorry, my dogs are barking outside and it's triggering them. What I want to find out is, because he did bring up the pond, he did bring up a lone tree and did bring up a creek. Now, this could be a dry creek or a creek that had water in it once. I don't know. I'm just wondering if he's either on the edge of the property or close to. And I know they searched it, but again, it depends. If he was buried deep with equipment, I don't know if a cadaver dog, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just know that I keep going back to that first reading. First reading always gives me usually the most accurate location. When I start doing more readings, I tend to pick up different energies. We're noticing that. So now a lot of the other stuff could have happened in the second reading because I got it for a reason. I get everything for a reason. I could also be picking up some kind of evidence. But the thing is I can't seem to get a good picture of what the border edge of that property looks like. So it would either be the one that he was staying on or the one that he used to be at, because that is on the border. But what I'm looking for is a lone tree, a creek, which it doesn't have to have water in it, possibly a pond, because the pond did come in. And I don't know if the pond came in because Dylan made one or because he's saying he's by it. They dredged the pond, not saying he's in the water. I've never gone, he's in the water. So that's my idea, is what I want to go back to the very first reading when he kept taking me back to the neighbor. Now, yes, he could have been doing that to be like, this person is allegedly responsible and trying to show me where that person lived at. That is a possibility. But for some reason, I keep going back to the first reading when he kept taking me back to the property. So, and again, I did get bordered. Now, again, it's how we perceive information. It's how we understand the information. And sometimes we don't always understand it at that point in time. I do a lot of thinking with what I get. I am constantly, my wheels are constantly turning with what I get to make sure I understand and I don't misunderstand what's being said, which can happen easily. But there's a reason that I keep being brought back to that first reading. So those are the things that I'm looking for as of now. So a tree by itself, a possible pond, and a creek. I got all three of those things in Dylan's reading, but I don't know if that's why I got them, if they're part of location or not. I do think the lone tree and the creek is part of the location, because when he gave me that, he took me, like, if I was to stand, right. If I was to stand right, like, at where the trailer is, and I was to go to the very, very back of the property, like, that's what he kept doing to me. He kept taking me back to the back of the property in that first reading. So why? Why was he doing that? That's what I keep asking myself. Why was he doing that? Because it wasn't just down the street, you need to go. This is where the person is, allegedly. But why was he taking me back to the edge of the property? And that's what I keep asking myself. I don't know what it looks like. So I would love pictures. I did see where Mob Crew did like an overhead for just a second, but it's not zoomed in on. I can't tell. I can't see, I did try to pause it and zoom in, and I can't really tell. They don't stay on there very long. I did actually comment and was like, can we see some more of the back of the property? And it might even be just really close to the back property, or we're talking about somebody else's property on the edge of a property. So that does keep coming in for some odd reason. And I don't know. I don't know how many acres that is, if he would have driven to the back on those acreage or what. I'm not really sure. Again, and it's how he, and I'm only getting bits and pieces. I'm not seeing every single thing that happened. I just see the important stuff, and I'm trying not to second guess things, because usually if I see things, and usually if it bugs me, it's for a reason. And I can't let go of why he kept taking me back to the back of that property. So I don't know if something's been missed. If he did have a backhoe and he's way deep. I never saw him buried, but again, that could be someone else, because I'm starting to wonder if the rocks and the sand isn't someone else, because it came later and it's bugging me. And actually, I was thinking of Aiden today, and I don't know if that's him or not until I do a reading. But I actually got punched in the face this morning in my sleep, like clocked. And I don't know what that was about. I don't know if Spirit was trying to show me something that happened to them, because I can't remember if when I was thinking of Aiden when I went back to sleep, but I think it was when I went back to sleep today, like after I took a Benadryl, because my allergies have been jacked up, and I usually take a Benadryl in the morning and go back to sleep. And I had watched something. That's when I watched the thing on Dylan with the property, and then and then at the end they talked about Aiden. So then I kind of was thinking about them when I was sleeping. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or not. I really don't. But it's bugging the hell out of me. So, and the fact that I'm not there and I don't have any good pictures of it, I can't see what's there. I don't know if it looks like what I was getting, but I know that he kept taking me, like if I was standing at the trailer, he kept pushing me to the back, very, very back border. So I don't know if he was actually saying Nevada border or if he's saying the border of a property, because again, it's how we perceive information. It could be either or, right? I'm just trying to go by what he's saying and figure it out, because this is just visions and stuff from, another realm. It's not perfect science. It's not perfect anything. And we can always perceive information wrong. So, but I need like actual pictures, not like not Google Earth pictures, not map pictures, like actual pictures, because it never looks like the map. It never looks like the map. We've been to many places when me and going somewhere where we're looking for the boys. Nothing looked like the maps when we got there. No, because it was the property. I don't think he's in the sun tunnels. I don't think he's in a mine. That's not anything that I ever got. They don't do straight views on those ones though. Especially where I need to see. I need actual pictures of the back of that property. I need to see what it looks like now. Which I've asked Mob Crew if he could do, because I need him to like zoom in or focus on it more or something. They showed the other part of the property. They showed him walking around, but I didn't need to see any of that. I'm trying to figure out why. And I'm trying to figure out like this is maybe harder than we're making it. For some odd reason. Kind of like Kylie. So I don't know. I mean, it could just be evidence. I'm not really sure. But I know that he tried to take me back to the back of that property. And that's one thing I keep replaying in my mind on that vision, on that reading in particular. And I've never seen what's at the back of that property. I just kept thinking, well, maybe he's taking me back there because, he's taking me to that property because this guy allegedly has something to do with it. But now I think there's more to it, because it felt like more, because I think when I got it, I was trying to get, there's a pond back there though, Malin. There's a pond back there, but I can't tell if there's a tree. I'm talking like the border on his property. There's also some, I haven't been able to see one with the back of the property though. I will look for it, but I mean, it's not going to do me any good because no one wants to help me and listen to me from any of those places. But I wish I could see it like I was standing there, because that's how I saw it in my vision. And it might even be that he's just trying to tell me how to get to him. Like you go out the back of property and you go straight or something. I don't know. I just know in my vision I was getting a lone tree and a creek, which it might not even have water in it. And then there was a reference to the pond, but I don't know if that reference was because Dylan built it or there's another reason for it. Like it doesn't necessarily mean he's in the pond, but it could be close by. So I don't know. It's been nagging at me. It's just been nagging at me. Oh, you're welcome. Yep. And we'll keep working on that. I promise. We'll work on Dimitri's. I promise we'll work more on it. I got super sick after that reading or during that reading last night. I don't know why. I don't know if it was the area I was looking at or I was tapped into his energy. Maybe he doesn't feel good. I don't know. All I know is my neck started killing me really bad and I felt sick, like I wanted to throw up. I had to literally lay straight down after that. So I'm trying to help Brandy with her son who's missing by his house, and his name is Dimitri. It's out by I can never remember the name of that place that you live at, in Texas. So yeah, we were working on that last night, but I had done 2 readings. I don't know what it was. It was like I got on the map and I just got super sick. And so that's what I was trying to tell you. Leaky, Texas. Yeah. So that's what I was trying to tell you last night, Brandy. Like, I don't know why I got sick. I don't know if it was him that was making me sick because maybe he's sick or not feeling well, or if it was the area. I don't know what happened in that area. So that's what I say about areas. Like sometimes areas can make me sick, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's that person. So it's hard to differentiate sometimes because I will be led to where, murders happen. people went missing, people were killed, like I'll just be pulled there and I'll feel sick and I'll feel certain things, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's related to that person, so it's kind of hard to tell. Like whenever I feel something, it's hard to tell why I'm feeling it. And now all of a sudden I'm getting a headache. So I don't know. There's something going on with him that's making me sick. And I don't know if that's just the way he's feeling or because now that you're on here, now I'm starting to feel sick again. But because my neck was hurting so bad last night. I was like, man, I need to lay down. It was weird. It hit me hard. And I was like, well, maybe I just overused my energy, you know? So I went to sleep right after. In Dylan, Copper, it's okay, girl. It's part of the job. It is what it is. I like to feel that way sometimes because it gives me, but see, my neck's hurting again now that you're on here. It's something to do with him. Because I was fine. I was fine till you jumped on here, and it's not your fault, so don't worry about it. But that just tells me that it's connected to him. It's got to be connected to him, and maybe I had the right area. I don't know. I'm starting not to feel good again. I'm feeling disoriented. So I'll probably jump on with you when I'm done here, and we'll have a chat because there's something going on, and I don't know what it is yet. But I'm feeling the same way I did last night. And it's not good. Okay. Because since you come on here, I just got super hot and I feel like I want to throw up. My neck is hurting again, so it's something to do with my neck and my head. And I wasn't feeling that a second ago with just Dylan. And so it's probably connected to you and him. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I got, you guys. Those are just thoughts I was having of Dylan. Because again, I keep going back to that first reading. And again, seriously, with the bottles, we're noticing first readings. Why do dogs like to play with bottles? Is it because of the noise they make? Give me that. You can have it back when I'm done. Here. Sorry. So yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. I'm burning up now. But that was my idea with Dylan is I keep being brought back to that back of that property, and I really don't know for what. So I need to see the back of that property. Yeah. So now that I'm burning up, I think I'm going to get off here and I'm going to go talk to Brandy because there's something going on there. And I didn't want this to be a really long live because I want people to actually watch it and hopefully it can help me out with that area with Dylan and hopefully listen about the Harmony one. So anyways, there's that. Now I'm not feeling good. So all right, guys. Hopefully see you soon. I'm going to try to get Patreon done. Thank you for all the Patreons. I thank you for being patient with me. And I will see you guys soon.